doing our final check. Can you hear me with this one? This one's plugged in, so I think we're going to have to do that one. Would anyone like to talk about what's happening? Are you guys seeing uptick, downturn in weddings? What are you guys seeing? Paula, can you come help me with the mic? I think Stephen had something to say.
Well, I was just going to say, why don't we talk about Vegas Marriage Military and what a great success that was. Hi, everyone. Welcome. My name is Stephen Falk. I serve on the board of the Vegas Wedding Chamber. And I just wanted to talk about our most recent venture was Vegas Marriage the Military. It was our 5th year of doing that, I believe. 5th year of Vegas Marriage the Military. Annual event that we do right around Veterans Day. And we assembled our membership and we produced wedding events for this year for 5 couples, all expense paid except for their travel to get here. We had the hotel rooms, the chapels, the officiants, food and beverage, limousine transportation, the whole 9 yards for these either active or retired veteran military. And it was a fantastic event. You can go to our Facebook page, our website, and look at some of the videos and photos. But if you're not a member of the Wedding Chamber, consider talking to us because we're up to a lot of stuff all year long, and we're an offshoot of the Clark County Clerk's Office. We were founded by Lynn Goya and her team as a way to provide services for couples coming to Las Vegas to get married from all over the world. So just something to think about, but it's always a great way to get involved. Thank you.
Thank you, Stephen. And we have actually a chaplain from Nellis that's here that would like to talk to you at some point about Las Vegas Marriage and Military and how we can better incorporate Nellis. So that would be great. So, any other comments or questions or concerns before we get started? Are you guys seeing oh, there we go, in the back, Paula?
Oh, I don't need a mic. Do you know if you'll be ever opening the Henderson office again? Because for dropping off certificates? Didn't there used to be one?
We
Yeah,
do
we
have a
have one.
Henderson office that's open on Wednesdays and Thursdays, but we've never had certificates dropped off there.
Okay, just checking.
One of the things that we try to separate is we're one of the few, we are the only one, actually, as far as I know, that issues the licenses and also accepts the marriage certificates. So we try to keep a little bit of a barrier between those two things, just in case, to help reduce the chance of somebody trying to pull a fast one. So that's why we don't really accept the marriage certificates in our remote locations, Henderson, Laughlin, and Mesquite. Absolutely, the marriage licenses are issued at those remote locations.
Wednesday, Thursday.
Yeah. Look on our website. Sometimes those things change, and so, look on the website to see what the dates and times are. We are hopefully getting to be fully staffed by the end of the year, and so that gives us a little bit more opportunity to be more proactive on some of the remote locations as well. So, Mike, please.
If they bring a license from, say, Laughlin, can we file it here?
You have to file it here, yes. So
I
that's part of
wouldn't-
Clark County.
Okay, but I wouldn't mail it back to Laughlin.
It's still our branch, so to be filed, it all comes actually to here at the BCC, and that's where they process everything. So everything from Clark County would end up in this branch here that's in the BCC first floor, where you guys normally come to drop off your certificates.
Mm-hmm. But Nye County or whoever is filed here too?
Whatever county issues the license is where you have to file it. So if you got the license in Nye County and you got married in Clark, which is legal, you would still file it in Nye County. Or you could go up north to Washoe County and you would still file it in NICE. So whatever county issues the license, they are the ones responsible for processing the certificate. Any other questions before we go ahead? Usually
Mine's
we do this
more
at
of
the
a,
end.
hey, just-
Go ahead.
mine's more of a marketing question. I have a special theme weddings. I do mob weddings with a local couple here in town.
Mock
and-
weddings?
Mob weddings, right. And I was
mob.
wondering, mafia, yeah. So you have, Elvis and you have the mob weddings. That's pretty popular. It always has been, especially in Vegas. But I'm wondering, I'm hitting every social media site, going to all the, passing out my cards, telling my story, and I still don't really get any business. I'm wondering, am I hitting the wrong people, or is there another way you might suggest that I advertise? Or I don't.
So we will go through some of the things that the clerk's office offers. I can't offer you marketing advice individually,
okay, yeah.
but we will go through some of the things that we're doing that you can become involved in.
Okay,
That's
great.
what I can do, yeah.
Thank you.
Anything else before we get started? Okay. Welcome, everyone. I'm Lynn Marie Goya. I'm the Clark County Clerk. It is an elected position every 4 years, so this is my end of my first year into my latest term. So I have a wonderful staff. Obviously, I think that they're the best staff in the county, and I'd like to introduce you to some of my core teams. So let's see where I can find out. Carl Bates is the Assistant County Clerk, so he kind of covers all of the nuts and bolts of the office. Paula Cook oversees the Marriage License Bureau, so mostly you will be interacting with her if you have any questions or concerns. Robert Swarovski is down here. He is our IT. He was in charge of the Officiant renewal process last year that we started. This was the first year of our 5-year renewal, so if you were a legacy Officiant, you should have renewed your your Officiant license this year. And if you got your Officiant's license after that, it's a 5-year term, so look in the mail at 4.5 years after you got your Officiant's license. Ricky is our new records management person. I think that's really great for us because we've been struggling with long-term. All of our records are permanent, and so there's a lot of issues around all of the digital, long-term, permanent record management, and I'm really happy to have him aboard. So Brianna Show is my executive assistant. You guys probably have interacted with her more than just about anyone. If you have any questions for me, you can always get a hold of Brianna, and she can get a hold of me if you can't get me directly. Stephanie here? Or she probably checked you in outside. So Stephanie is a supervisor in the Marriage License Bureau. You'll see her there lots of times. And she's a great asset. She's been around for quite a long time, so she knows a lot about everything about marriages and marriage licenses. And then Jessica, in the back again, is a senior office specialist, and she works on a lot of the projects and the paperwork that makes sure that everything's paperwork, that makes sure that everything that we do gets processed and given over to Ricky so that we have a permanent record. Let's see. So who followed the legislative changes in this last legislative session? SB 211 passed. It has a couple things that impact you. So one of the main things of the SB 211 was that if somebody changed their name legally through the court system after their marriage record was filed, they could still go back and change the record after the fact. Along with that, who participated in the new married names? So that was a legislative change that was 2 or 3 years ago. Did anybody help couples figure out what their new married name was? No? Wasn't an issue with you? It was a major issue with us. And it caused more problems than it was worth, and so we were able to rescind that. So now new married names, they don't have to designate it on their marriage certificate. They never had to, but some of them thought they had to. So we no longer designate it on the marriage certificate, which is great because it wasn't a legal change anyway. They would still have to take that document to Social Security and the DMV to change their name legally. And then if they made a mistake or changed their mind after they got their marriage license, then they would have to file an amendment to get the new married name that they really wanted on the marriage license to take to the DMV and the Social Security. So we had, I think, over 650 amendments last year of people that changed their mind after they went through the Marriage License Bureau. So we're very happy that that's kind of off the plate. Any questions about that? That's the only legal change that really happened that might impact you guys all. So we've been having a problem with some of the mechanics of the tools that we need to purchase to do some of the seals that you guys see on the paperwork that you get. And it's been more and more difficult to get a vendor that can actually create something that is usable for us. So on your marriage certificate, it used to have a blue seal, but starting, when is the date we'll start that? January 1st, there will no longer be a blue seal, so don't worry if there's no blue seal. It will be black like everything else. What we found is the blue seal didn't really, it was impossible for us to tell what was, it's designed to prevent forgery, but it's impossible at this point. Somebody could Xerox those and they look just exactly the same. It has the same test that a real wet seal has, and so it costs quite a bit of extra to do that, and if it has no function, we decided to just go ahead and have the black seal. So don't worry about if you don't see the blue seal. It's still a legal document. If you ever have a question, call our office, call Paula, and we'll verify or walk you through whatever your question is. So make sure that if you do have a question, our office is available. But don't expect the blue seal after January 1st. So raise your hand if you are part already of the 5-year Officiant renewal. If you've already renewed your certificate or your Officiant license, raise your hand, please. Oh, but well over half. Then good. And then you won't need to redo it till 5 more years. We will send you a notice just like we did this time. Did anyone have difficulty with it? Raise your hand if you had difficulty, following the process. Oh, that's excellent. That was 0, just for the record. So if you haven't renewed your Officiant's license because you haven't reached 5 years, you'll probably get a notice right around 4.5 years. Gives you 6 months to kind of get all your paperwork in order. And if you have any questions, again, getting through the process, just call our office and we will help you. That would be a Robert question, help you walk you through it. Who does not at this point have an Officiant ID card? Is there anyone that does not have an Officiant ID card? Oh, good, because we've gotten through everybody there. Oh, one. Talk to us afterwards. When did you get your Officiant's license first? Okay, well, talk to us and we'll follow up with you individually afterwards and make sure, get his name so that we can make sure that that you have a legal Officiant ID, because you probably should if you were a legacy. Maybe you didn't get the paperwork. Sometimes that happened. So let's follow up with you and make sure that everything's kosher. So I've been trying to be, I actually am more strict than I think other clerks have been. I've been strict on when to file your, making sure that the 10-day deadline is followed, and a lot of other issues that we saw creating inconsistencies in the marriage filing or the marriage license process. So a few years ago, we were handing out every quarter a list, mailing to you a list of everyone that filed after the 10-day. We actually did it after 14 days in case there was like a long weekend, even though the law says 10 days. And then with COVID, we kind of dropped that We are going to be reinstating that, so if you are filing late, you will be getting a notice. That's against the law to file late. The law says within 10 days. So if you consistently file late, then we will give you the notice and then call you in for a hearing, and you can have your license revoked, which means you can't function anymore. So it really is important to get your certificates in within 10 days. If you have any issues with that, like you have to drive a long ways or anything like that, let us know so we can help resolve that issue so that you still are actually complying with the law. So let us know if there's anything that you need us to do to help you facilitate getting it in on time, because you will be getting a notice if we see that you are filing late. Any questions on that? Okay. One of the things that we wanted to do is expand the ability for you to correct when you get a marriage certificate and you make a mistake or you see something that's wrong. So if you see something wrong on the marriage certificate and you bring it in, and before you file it, if an error is made, we'll replace it for free now. We won't charge you anything to replace and correct something before it's filed, because we don't really have to go through all of the paperwork. Like if it's filed, it goes all the way to Ricky. It's a part of the permanent record, so then we have to do an amendment. We have to fix it. It takes staff time. It takes recording time. And so what we're trying to do is encourage you to make any corrections. Really check your marriage certificates as you fill them out. If you make an error, don't worry about it. Bring it in. We can reprint it. You can write everything in so that it's correct. That will be done for free. There was a charge for that, but now we're no longer charging for that. You do need to return the old certificate at the same time, though. You can't just come in and ask for a new one. You have to bring in the old one with the error, and then we will take that. We'll exchange it for a blank one. You can fill it out, and there's no charge, and that way it's accurate, and we don't have to go through the amendment process, and it doesn't cost you guys to go through the amendment process. If it's lost or stolen, so you can't bring it in, there still will be a $15 replacement charge. So make sure you know where they all are. Yep. Any questions or concerns about that? Has anyone had any problem filling out the certificates correctly or? No? Good. Gosh, you guys are great. So the efficient correction fees now will be, state law part of SB 211 was to distinguish between a correction and an amendment. So the correction, so if you need to make a change because it's inaccurate, right, so that you need to correct it, the affidavit of correction will be $25. The correction filing fee, $15. Corrected certificate of marriage filing, $13. Certified copy of a corrected marriage certificate, $20. So it could cost $73 if you need to correct it and send a new marriage certificate, certified marriage certificate. Any questions or concerns on that? So, now to the part that you guys really enjoy. So you can see, if you haven't gone to our site, weddings.vegas, has anybody not gone to weddings.vegas, our site? It's a couple years old now. I love it. It's gorgeous. It's really fun. You should go to watch it. We have articles on it, all history of Las Vegas and Las Vegas weddings. It's really informative and fun. But on that, if you go to the menu and then go down to marriage services, I think it is, and then statistics. So we publish at the end of every month, we publish this and a chart of the actual numbers so that you can see what's happening in the industry. So if you feel like your business has gone down, and then you can come here and confirm that everybody's business has gone down, or everybody's business has gone up and yours has gone down, then maybe you need to talk to a marketing or join the chamber or do something different. But this gives you the actual number of the marriages that are licenses that are issued, and the marriages, there's another chart, but this is the one we use mostly, and the marriage certificates that are filed. So with this, you can really watch what's happening in the industry, and we keep it, this has 5 years worth of data. You can see orange is COVID. So when we closed, it obviously dropped down to nothing for a little bit, but you can see that 2020 was amazing. That was, I'm sorry, not 2020, 2022, the purple line was amazing. We outperformed for the past few years. It was as good as it was almost a decade ago. But this year, the green line, you can see that we're not doing quite as well. So that's just the reality. And what we can do as an industry is to try to market ourselves better. And that's what the clerk's office is also trying to do. So you can see the orange line. These aren't the same proportion, one's in millions and one's in tens of thousands. So the blue is marriage licenses over the past, since 1992, and the orange is visitor volume. So you can see that we have gone down, but we are going back up. Our visitor volume was outperforming as a percentage of visitors, while the marriage licenses were not. So that's why we've been working really hard over the past few years to try to make those trend lines go together, so that when the LVCVA is marketing the destination, weddings are included and we have the same trend lines. So you can see from our peak in 2024, when we had 128,000 wedding licenses issued, we were almost 6% of the national market share. So we've dropped a lot. You can see that last year was good. We're encroaching back up again, and we want to make sure that we increase our market share. And we do that through really word of mouth, which you guys can help with, through the perception of the media on what Las Vegas weddings are like. And I think that's really improved over the last few years, and just really helping us get the word out, supporting the things the clerk's office is doing so that we get more people, and then all of us will get more business. So regaining the international market share, that was one of the good things over the past 20 years, is our international market was actually increasing. Before COVID, we were around between 20 and 23% international. You can see that that really dropped with COVID, went down to almost 2%, but it's going back up. I think the visitor volume for 2022 for the whole community was closer to 10%, and I think they're back up to about 12. So marriages are still outperforming international visitors, but we're not back to where we were, and so obviously we want to continue to grow our international market again. So how are we doing that? And this is some of the things, take notes. This will be available, but if everyone in the industry supports what we're trying to do, then we all will grow the business together. So this isn't something the clerk's office can do by itself, but we can lead, and that's what we're trying to do. So I know this is really tiny font, but what we're doing is developing a promotional calendar for the year. This goes through fiscal year 24, which is this year. So from July 23 through June 24 is our fiscal year for the county. So these are activities that we are doing over the next few months, and we will be sending information out to you guys in the chapels and asking for your input. So if you want to participate, then let us know that you want to participate. We've sent out something for Halloween. What packages are you guys doing for Halloween? Create a package if you need to, but it can't just be the same package with a 10% discount. That's not really newsworthy. Do something fun. What Chapel of the Flowers did for the the 70th anniversary is they went back and said, here's what we were charging in 1953, 70 years ago, and so we will do 100 weddings at that 1953 price. That got press because it was interesting and innovative. So you can't just say, I'll do 10% off on a package that you always give 10% off on. It has to be something kind of interesting and newsworthy. What would you like to read about? So we sent a request out to everyone for Halloween weddings, and we got back 2 or 3 packages, but that doesn't mean we can't do more. You know, that's how you can participate and market your particular chapel, your particular business. It can be in flowers. It doesn't have to be a chapel, doesn't have to be an Officiant, doesn't have to be a resort. But if we're doing this for the 70th anniversary, we put it 70 flowers, a bouquet of 70 red roses for $70. You know, something interesting and innovative. So we just sent something out for Halloween that got fairly good press, but there was nothing really spectacular in there. So we just sent a request out to everyone for New Year's Eve, because New Year's Eve this year is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 12, 31, 24, 20, yeah, 23. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So with that, we're going to send out a press release, and we're looking for interesting, fun things that we can talk about. So we'll send the press release regardless of what we get back from you guys, but that's an absolutely free way for you guys to piggyback on what we're already doing. So send us your package, send us your information, send us something really fun, and we can, you know, put it in our press releases that we're sending out, and we do get press on it. So if you look at this, you can see what we will be sending out press releases on or more information on, and you can plan ahead. You don't have to wait for us to send you a specific notice. So Formula One, we're not doing really anything, but what we're trying to do is if there's a Formula One wedding that's really fun, then let us know so that we can pitch it. The National Finals Rodeo, if you guys are doing something with the National Finals Rodeo, then we can pitch it. Let's see, National Spouse Day, airport, obviously we go out to the airport every February, so if there's something that you guys are doing around Valentine's Day, think about it now so that you can get us the information. The Super Bowl is coming up. Do you have a Super Bowl wedding? Do you have something special you're doing for Super Bowl? I mean, I don't know what they are. I don't need to be the creative genius for everything. You guys are brilliant, so, you know, let us know what you're doing that we can know about and help promote when we promote other things that relate to it. So look at this. You're going to be able to access this PowerPoint. We always put it online at weddings.vegas. So look at it, think ahead of time, what can you guys do? Maybe you don't want to do something for everyone, but you think, oh, 4th of July is great. I love 4th of July, so we're doing this. And you can send, you know, plan it ahead of time, make sure it's on your website, make sure you can do the social media, and let's help promote, because if we have 1,000 people promoting Las Vegas as the wedding capital of the world, that's a lot better than just the clerk's office doing it, right? So we will still do it, but we would love all 1,500, 2,000 officiants, and that all the chapels also sending out information. So you can tag us on the social media, follow us on social media, you know, use our hashtags, make sure that you're participating. So this is some of the press that we got. I don't know, does anybody subscribe to the New York Times Weekend Edition? There we go. Did you see the Sunday Style section? We had a huge article in the New York Times Sunday Style section, and that was fabulous. It was based on the 70th anniversary, so that's not even on here because that's just brand new. But we do get press. It does go nationally and internationally, so if you can participate and give us some information that's fun and innovative, then we can use that. So we do get press, and it has value. I think we got for the 70th anniversary, what did it end up being? Was it $12 million worth of publicity internationally and local and nationally? That helps. Oh, we did get it in. You guys are quick. This is my team. So this is the article that was just in the paper on Sunday. and huge, that's huge exposure to be in the New York Times. That's the second time we got a full front page section in the New York Times. Last time it was the business section, and it was on, I think, January 2nd of 2020, was it 20, or 2021. So they were talking about Las Vegas is still open for weddings. And so that was great, and I think that was one of the reasons that that year ended up being a really good year for us, because we got a lot of attention because people could still come here and get married when they couldn't get married in other locations. So the other thing that we've been doing, we've been talking about this for a couple years now, so we did the 5 millionth marriage license in which year was it? February 22. And what we realized, and this came from one of the chapels, it's not the 5 millionth license, it's the 5 million love stories that built those 5 million licenses. And so Las Vegas weddings are part of Las Vegas history. It's part of what built Las Vegas, what made us a global destination, what's our #1 brand. We are the #1 destination in the world, so that's a great thing to, pat yourselves on the back with. But I would like 5 million stories. So who were the 5 million couples that got married here? And as many of those as we can gather, the better. This will be part of our permanent public record. And every person that you marry, you should be sending to our site to tell us their story. If you do a vow renewal, even better. If people come back, it's a way for you to send out social media to the people that you married. Have you gone to the clerk's office and put in your love story? And it's a way to, again, just say that we don't want people to just come here and get married and go home and never think of Vegas again. We want to say you're part of our family, you're part of our history, you're important to us, and so we want to keep in touch, and we want everything good for you. So those are, again, tools that you can use to send out on a monthly basis or a 6-month basis or whatever you want on your email list, and say, have you gone to the clerk's office? Send us your story. What's happened to you? Give us an update. We would love to hear from you. Did anybody participate in the 70th anniversary of the Wedding Capital of the World event? One. There we go. Do you want to tell us your experience? It was good, like that. It was great. It was really, really fun. We had a number of things that we wanted to achieve. We wanted to reach out to the community and get more of the community involved in weddings and make them understand that weddings infiltrates every aspect of the hospitality industry. We wanted to reach out to our former couples and tell them, you're still important to us. Here's an event designed just for you. So we wanted to do that. We wanted to get publicity. Well, we got, I think, around $12 million worth of national and international publicity. So on every aspect of what we wanted to accomplish, it was very successful. One of the most fun things was Buddy, who knows of the Cake Boss? Buddy V, the Cake Boss? Raise your hand if you've heard of them. Yeah, they're on TV. So I don't know I didn't know who they were ahead of time, but so his people here, they have a business here. They recreated Elvis and Priscilla's wedding cake. Apparently that's the most searched wedding cake in Google, which who knew that? But now you know that. So they recreated the cake. It was a display cake only, not to be cut, but then they provided cake for everybody to eat that was the same as Elvis and Priscilla's wedding cake. So if you came to the anniversary, you actually got a piece of Elvis and Priscilla's wedding cake, which was really fun. People lined up to get their picture taken by the wedding cake, so it was really fun. So when we send stuff out on those kinds of things that are events that are coming up, again, that's a great time for you to reach out to your couples and your database and your emails and let them know. Put your own spin on it, but, can that go live? Start back, I didn't realize. We'll give you a little better update. Just put the volume on. Oh, there's no sound. Sorry. I think it's on our website now, though, right? Oh, it's on our YouTube channel. So you can go to what's the YouTube channel name? Okay, yeah. So you can go and look at like a summary of this event. It was fabulous. And this is the kind of thing, again, use this, send out to your couples and say, you know, I'm sorry you missed this, but stay tuned, other things are gonna come. This was a great event, and, you know, even though you weren't here, you're part of our family. And we did this to celebrate your weddings as well. So incorporate your email lists, your social media, help us get this information out, and it expands our business. And so make sure that when you, who does social media? Raise your hand if you do social media for your business. A few of you. All of you should if you're trying to expand your business. I mean, I know we have a lot of churches here. That's not really your, you know, that's not really what you guys need to do. But if you're doing it for money, if you're trying to make a living or a partial living off of this, you should have social media. Make sure that you attach yourself to ours, and then when you send something out, put on our hashtags, include us in yours, and again, that just expands our universe. And that's about all I have to cover specifically today. If you have any questions or concerns about anything that we've talked about, let's have an open discussion.
Good morning. Just a quick question about the renewal training. June the next year, we're at our 5-year point. So when the renewal training notification goes out sometime in January, will we have a physical training, or will it be something online that we can watch? Or do we physically need to come in? We're about an hour and a half away from here, so.
Anyone that would like to come in is welcome to come in, but we have an online training because we figured that you pretty much know what you're doing, so you're welcome to come to the online trainings. They're actually really fun, but it's an online training that would fulfill the requirements.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Yes, I did not receive the email about the renewals, but I have my card here, and it said it's valid until July 8th of 2025. Is that legit, or do I have to get it renewed?
Let's talk to you afterwards.
Okay.
We'll do a search and give you specific information about yourself.
Thank you.
We have someone in the back.
So I have an odd question that came up. Couple wants to do wedding on my property, do their wedding on my property, videotaped. One of the people they want to sign their certificate is unable to come during the ceremony. Can they witness it live via the internet and still be considered a witness for signing the certificate?
We have no program like that at this point. So what we've allowed you guys to do and given you enough space is for 2 witnesses. So make sure that one of the witnesses is there. That way, sometimes people want their 3-year-old daughter to sign, or their aging grandpa who actually doesn't know what they're doing. So the second person can be anybody, but the first person has to be somebody that was physically there and witnessed the ceremony. So that state law is just for one person. So we leave enough space that you can have kind of a guest person.
They originally asked if their dog could stand in for them, but I don't know of a
Yeah,
dog that
we've
can
had
sign.
that too, yeah. No, they can put their paw print on for the second one.
But that's the second one.
But it has not, yeah, there's no legal, yeah,
Thanks.
exactly.
Okay, and I think we have an online question too. Okay, what are our hashtags? If you want to skip back one slide, and we will email this out to everybody. These are the social media sites that we have, including our YouTube, and we have been loading a lot of videos onto our YouTube, so we have a lot of new stuff on there if you want to check that out.
It's great if you are marketing. Again, the other thing we haven't talked about in a long time is we have How to Get Married in Las Vegas. It's a great social media tool. It's a one-pager. And again, you can send that out to your database, to your social media. Send out links to these things that we are doing. We have a 30-second sizzle reel, and then we have the longer sizzle reel. Send it out to your people that you're trying to connect with. So send it out to your email list, send it out to your vendors, and tell them to share it. The How to Get Married in Vegas is a great one because from what I'm told, it almost always ends up getting at least 1 or 2 new clients. But then you can also use these things that we're creating so that you can push those out too and use those as your own messaging. Here's what's happening in Vegas. Here's the kind of things we're doing, and use that to get business.
I recall during the training that they stated that your souvenir copy needs to match your certified copy. So if it is a child signing on the souvenir copy, you're okay with a child signing on the certified? Is that correct? Or did I
We actually
hear
prefer
that incorrectly?
that the witness doesn't sign because they often sign so poorly.
But if
that
it's
we
a
have-
child, I guess what I'm saying is
But
they
on
wanted
the-
their child to sign it, their
on the
souvenir.
souvenir, they can sign it.
So
but
you're
on-
okay if they don't match, is that correct?
Correct. I would
Okay.
I would rather you guys actually write the name of the witness on this official one because
We do that.
the signatures are so bad. We have no idea what it says. And that's the one that we keep in our record. So I would just let the souvenir, let them, and maybe write the legal one right out, so that we can read it.
I just wanted to
just
clarify.
in
That's
case.
perfect. Thank you.
Yeah. Any other questions or comments or concerns or anything you want to bring up that you guys have seen in the field? Okay, we have 2.
The question is, when you did your 70th anniversary, what time of the year is that normally done?
September. So what happened is, and I didn't have it in this slide presentation, but we found an article from 1953 from the London Daily Herald that said Las Vegas, September 23rd, 1953, that said Las Vegas was calling itself the wedding capital of the world. So we're taking that as our initiation date. And so we do have an event coming up in next September, so kind of plan on a more wedding club. I guess I didn't talk about the wedding club. So sending us your stories and getting these people, we want to make them feel like they're part of a special club or a special fraternity. So we plan to do at least one event per year that honors those people so that you can send out to your database of who you have been married, because that database is gold, frankly. If you married somebody and they had a good experience and you send something out a year or 2 later, they might know a cousin or a daughter or our friend who's looking for a place to get married, and they go, oh yeah, come get married by Stephen. He was absolutely fabulous. And so it's a great marketing tool because they'll know people that are getting married. And so what we're trying to do is create this wedding club that makes people feel like it's not a one-time thing. Come on back and still enjoy Las Vegas, and we will appreciate you for choosing us for that moment in your life. That's probably the most important moment that you can choose.
Could you give us the year again, please?
1953. So September 23rd, 1953. So we'll do a September event. It may not be on the 23rd. Like this was the 3rd, just because, calendars.
Hi there. I just wanted to be certain of something. On the souvenir certificate that they're keeping, if they want 2 witnesses, that's okay. But I was asked, I only want 2 witnesses on my souvenir, this person and this person, but I only want 1 on my certified copy. That's okay.
That's okay too. We just need the one. The other
Okay.
one is really irrelevant.
Just wanted to be sure.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And and remember why we're doing this is because what you were trying to show, this is a legal document, this is a civil, a civil agreement between two people. It changes your financial status dramatically. And so if something happened later and somebody is questioning the legality of the wedding, which is why we stress so much all of the training, here's how to ensure that you have a legal wedding. They'll come back to the officiant, they'll come back to the clerk's office, and then we reach out to the officiant and say what happened at that wedding. And that might be go to court, depending on who it is, right? If there's a contention whether the wedding was actually conducted legally. And so that witness, we need to know who that witness is so that we can potentially, not we, but that witness can potentially be contacted and testify in court. So if you have a 3-year-old, they're not going to be able to testify in court, but you only need the one witness, right? So the one witness is all that the law requires. And so we're giving couples, because they want to have that second one, but that's not really the legal witness, unless the first one isn't available and the second one might be available. But for our purposes, the first witness is all we require.
So there's no space to have the contact information for the witnesses. Do we have to keep those information? Because usually I don't have those information.
We're assuming the couple can find that. If you are providing the witness, you might want to do that. Just right. If the couple's bringing the witness, then we're assuming that they know how to find the witness. And these are not the clerk's offices, therefore your responsibility. There's nothing in the law that says that we need to keep that contact information. But again, if there's a legal contest, the officiant might be called into court. So you want to make sure that you're doing everything that you are doing correctly so that you can protect yourself. If you're doing everything legally and you follow the law and everything's done correctly, then you're protected.
One question, if a 6-year-old can be a witness.
If they feel they can testify in court. So there's no, in the law, in NRS, there's nothing that says anything about age or competency, but clearly the whole point of the witness is to be able to testify. So if you feel like your person can testify in court, then that's your, the couple's decision. You're not going to question that. But you can say, can this person testify in court? Or do you want to have somebody safe in there?
Good morning. I just have a quick question. I recently had my certificate for officiating, but my question is there a way, I know there's not internships, but is there something you can actually mentor or monitor somebody or watch someone do a complete wedding and the processes of everything so that you feel a little bit more familiar instead of feeling out of the water and falling in little loopholes that you can?
That's not really something the clerk's office does. We actually have thousands of officiants, so we don't really have the staff to do that. But again, I think that would be something that the wedding chamber would be a better match for, because there's a lot of officiants in the wedding chamber, and you get involved and you can get friendships and ask for that mentorship. So what we're trying to do with the chamber is a couple things, is increase the community involvement so that you have a better network, because there's really no officiants network other than the wedding chamber and the chapels, so you guys can collaborate together and help each other with issues. The other thing is to be a wedding chamber member, this was part of my requirement, is you need to be licensed and bonded. And that way, all of the international guests or the people that are coming from cross country know that these are legitimate businesses. We have had in the past people throw up a website, take people's money, and then disappear. So this is a way for us to make sure that these are, that the businesses are legitimate. Over here. I guess what we're trying to say, we're trying to provide a trusted source.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you a question. Are we allowed to link our business on your website? Is that what you were saying earlier? Is it, so I could take my wedding business and put it on your website so people could see it, or is that?
Not like you're talking about, no. We
No.
aren't allowed to do that. But through the chamber is on our website, and people can look at the chamber because, again, it's vetted businesses.
Okay. And the other question, what was the website that we send the gimmick or good ideas for the different months you had up here, different holidays, if we have one, like you said?
It's not a website that would be sent to Brianna, and typically we just kind of keep that in your pocket for upcoming, or even send it at any time. It's the same email that invited you here.
Okay, same
Yeah.
one. Okay, great.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Did everyone get something talking about Halloween or the New Year's Eve? You all should have received an email talking about that. Raise your hand if you did. Yeah, you all should have. So look for those things and open them, I guess. That's part of it, right? In the back.
Next year?
That's what we're trying to do. That's why we came up with this annual thing. Yeah, it was late. I understand that. We had just finished the 70th anniversary. We were trying to scramble. What we're trying to do now is get a calendar in advance so that, absolutely, if you want, and think about Halloween now, send it, get it figured out now. It's fine. And then, we will be more proactive. So it's been, a journey for our office as well. This isn't something that the office has ever done in the past before I came into office. So we've been doing a lot. We've been learning a lot. I feel like I have a really good team in the clerk's office, and then now I have a good team outside of the clerk's office where we can be much more proactive. Next year. I expect something great next year. Really great.
My question is, if you move to a new apartment home residence, where is the best way to submit that information so that you all know to keep up, with the individual, the officiant?
If you've gotten our emails, the best thing to do is to email that, just reply back to it, and we can send you a form to complete, which you can either email, mail, or fax back.
You do have to let us know within 30 days if you change residence or if your contact information changes. So you have to keep up to date. If 30 days, if we send something and it bounces, and that's your only contact information with us, then we can delete your Officiant's license because you are not complying with the law of keeping us up to date on how to contact you. That is the law. So 30 days is perfect. Thank you for bringing that up. And this is Carl.
This is just primarily for the folks online. We're getting a lot of comments in that they didn't get notifications. So if you aren't getting notifications from our office, I think most of you did because you're here for this meeting. But for those folks that are online that are claiming that they didn't get notifications, send an email to the same address that you got this meeting invite from. We might have outdated contact information for you. So please let us know that and we'll get you the form. And if any of your information ever changes, our updated contact form is online, or you can call the main number at 671-0600 and we'll get you what you need to get that updated. Thank you. Oh, and for any of the other folks that had various different questions we didn't address online, again, please send an email and we'll reach out to you.
And again, it is up to you to keep us informed of how to contact you. It's not up to us to reach out and try to find you if we get a bounced email or you don't respond. So it's your responsibility as a licensed officiant to make sure you keep your contact information up to date with us. Not that we won't be helpful, but it's not our problem, it's yours. Over here.
Regarding the email, I received the email for this meeting, but I'm not receiving the emails like for the Halloween. I didn't receive that email at all. So are we using the same email, or how is it being missed?
We should be using the same email. Maybe it went in your spam the first time. Yeah, I don't know. If you find that you're not receiving regular emails from us, and they're not regular, they're irregular, but if you feel like that, just call the office and say, you know, have you sent anything in the last month? Because I haven't gotten anything. Yeah, you should be getting them, but you know, sometimes it's spam. Sometimes our spam filter is so strong that we don't get things that I know we should be getting. So just check your email. Any other questions or concerns or tidbits?
So I know a lot of you had some questions in regards to like officiating, or if you had questions on how to become one or what can you do. My name is Bree. I'm with the Vegas Wedding Chamber, and so I do memberships. This is Steven. He's the vice president of the Wedding Vegas Chamber. So if you have any questions afterwards, if you just want to come to us, we can give you some more information on how to join, how to get involved, because there's a lot of ways to do that.
Oh, yeah, thank you, Bree. Also, well, and timing being what it is, a quick poll. Who in the room is already a certified member of the Vegas Wedding Chamber? Very few. Well, if you go to our website, it's weddingchamber.vegas, and look at our member directory. There are a good number of officiants there, but it's great to be networked with like-minded people. We're all about the wedding business. And as timing would have it, next weekend, Thanksgiving weekend, we are doing a membership initiative, a membership drive that Bree is managing. And we'll be posting and publishing all that information on our Facebook page. If you go to Vegas Wedding Chamber on Facebook, you'll find us. You'll find us on Instagram. You'll find us all over the social media. So we would love to have you as our members and have you participate. And you'll be connected directly with the Marriage License Bureau, as we are an offshoot of that organization. So we're all connected.
And one of the things we have, you know, we don't have a lot of other kinds of businesses, but most of you interact with, you know, florists or musicians. You know, the more we can create packages, the better it is. So try to maybe find specific vendors that you like to work with that you can create a special New Year's Eve package, or, you know, make it, that's the way you can really make it stand out. And look at our upcoming events throughout the year and see if there's a package that you can put together for that. So think ahead. That's why we're giving you the planned events, and see what you can do and how you can network and grow your business as long as around everyone else's. So we have one more in the back.
You said Thanksgiving weekend?
Next weekend, so Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
The date?
What is it, 24th, 25th, 26th? So Friday, Black Friday,
Okay.
Small Business Saturday, and Sunday, we are doing a membership drive initiative that if you join as a member, there's some discounts. We're going to have a discount code that you can apply when you fill out your application. Now, we do have a vetting process. You have to be a legitimate business with a business license, also for state of Nevada, and a jurisdictional license locally for Clark County or whatever county you're in. So that is how we can assure the couples that are coming to Las Vegas to be married that they're being married by an official business, licensed business professional. That sets us apart from someone who is maybe fly-by-night and maybe not a top-shelf legitimate business owner and operator. So we do have a vetting process that sets us apart, and we feel that gives us a lot of strength, and it also protects us legally when it comes to our affiliation with the Marriage License Bureau. and all of the different events that we participate in. So we have to set ourselves apart. If we're going to be a strong group, we have to set ourselves apart from all of the others out there. And by joining the Wedding Chamber, that's one way to do that and to network with other like-minded business professionals. Yes, sir. Weddingchamber.vegas. Yep. It's a really fun group. We have a lot of fun. We do a lot of events all year long. And a lot of community relations events as well. So you can get involved and participate in community relations events where, again, you have the opportunity to present yourself and connect with others. Even if someone doesn't know or doesn't maybe need your business today, they know someone sometime, somewhere who will. You had a question, ma'am? We're at just under 200 right now, active members. They're certified members that are up to date on their subscriptions. So it's an annual subscription. It's not a lot of money. It's about $150 to join. It's an annual fee, a membership fee, and there's a one-time profile upload administrative fee that we are discounting over the holiday weekend, next weekend, with our discount code. So you will save some money, and we're going to absorb some of that cost as a chamber to bring new members on board. So great opportunity. Yes, ma'am. Nope, it's on your anniversary date. So we send out monthly invoices to all of our members who's a month ahead of when their dues are coming up. So we have an email drip program that our treasurer sends out all the invoices for renewals. And we keep an aging report so we know who's on time, who's not on time. Our membership team follows up with those folks that haven't paid so that we can keep everyone current, because we want everyone to participate and we want everyone to be active. And so do things like I do. My email signature has the Vegas Wedding Chamber logo with the member directory link right to it. So any email anyone gets from me has the Clark County Clerk's office on it. It has the Wedding Chamber. If someone sees that, they can click on that button on my email signature and it takes them right to the member directory. So anyone I'm communicating with knows what I'm involved with around the community. So there's a lot of little things you can do as a member that will help generate interest and help bring people to your business.
Thank you, Stephen. Oops, one more question up here.
Sure.
Thank you again. Outside of being a legitimate business, you mentioned one other thing as far as registering or
There's a jurisdictional license.
Diction.
So,
okay.
Yeah, if you have your Nevada, whatever your business is, an LLC, a sole proprietor, whatever that is, but then Clark County, whatever, or City of Las Vegas, it's one of the other. You have to be licensed because you have to report your earnings, and your license is based on your earnings. So everyone has to have one of those to do business, or you're non-compliant with the county or the city. And there's benefits of being a member or having a license in the city.
Sorry, public question, but starting a whole new business.
All right.
So if I do a wedding in North Vegas, I have to have a business license for North Vegas,
No.
and Henderson?
No, where your business is based. Where is your,
Henderson.
so your sign on your wall for your business license is Henderson. You can operate anywhere in Clark County, correct? I mean.
I am not business licensing.
Yeah, so I mean, yes, you can do your all of your charges come through your office where you're located. So as long as the marriage licenses are if issued from here, as long as your business license is legitimate and is current, up to date, our team reviews those and we let you know if there is an issue, so that you can get that corrected. Yep.
Just a comment that you made, as long as your marriage license is from here, once you're a licensed officiant in Nevada, you can marry somebody anywhere in Nevada, and you can get a marriage license. Your couple can have a marriage license from any county in Nevada. You would have to file the certificate back to the county where the license was issued, but and your business and your marriage officiant's license has to be in the county where you live. But once you get that, then you can marry anyone in the state.
Yeah, great questions, everyone. And Bree and I will stick around for a few minutes. Anyone wants to come talk to us, feel free. Thank
And
you.
again, we've have lost about half of the business that we had 20 years ago. The only way that we can get that back, and the only way your businesses can really grow, is when we work together as a community. There's only so much the clerk's office can do. We can give you opportunities, but you have to take advantage of it. The chamber is trying to build the industry network. You have to take advantage of it. So if you really want to grow the industry, work with us and help us, make this the best place in the world to get married. It already is, but we want to make sure that we're 70 years from now, we still have an industry that we can be proud of and that is thriving. So thank you for coming. I appreciate it. And
One more thing, sorry,
comment.
just really quick. We got a lot of questions online about checking in or registering for these meetings. Of course, those of you that are here signed in the check-in sheet up here. But for those of you online, you don't have to worry about it. The meeting is recorded. We know who joined the meeting. There's no certificates or credit that was asked online too for attending the meeting. We appreciate everybody coming to the meeting, whether you're online or person. In person is great because we get to see who you are and talk at a little more of a personal level. There were a number of questions that were also submitted online regarding people's applications for renewals or becoming an officiant, and we'll follow up with you guys individually specific instead of here at the meeting. Thank you.
Thank you. I look forward to seeing you next time.